The Timberwolves.
Ever since I was little, that was one of my goals, to go to the NBA and be #1 pick.
Made it out of the trenches, nigga, salute when you see me. Yeah, salute when you see me. They gotta put my face on the box of Wheaties. I'm praying for whoever think they compete. Salute when you see me.
I smile every time I think about it, just everything I've been working for.
So high that you might as well leave it. I'm going undefeated. I broke in the system and had to breach it. That's mission impossible, mission completed. Salute when you see me.
Just getting drafted, it's like you've worked so hard for this one dream that you're trying to chase and then you finally get to it.
With the first pick, the Minnesota Timberwolves select
the 74th annual NBA draft is Wednesday, and it will be the first virtual one. Our coverage begins 7:30 Eastern on ESPN, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app, all from our studios in Bristol, Connecticut. And barring a trade, the Timberwolves have the first pick, followed by the Warriors, Hornets, Bulls, and Cavs. And now we are joined by one of the top prospects in this year's draft, LaMelo Ball. Always so nice to have you back on the show. How crazy has this last week been for you?
I mean, it's definitely been crazy, but honestly feels like every other day, just leading up to the draft.
Well, we were talking off camera, you are more prepared for a crazy circus of a life than anyone else in this draft. And
Right.
Look, this whole process has been unconventional. How has the pandemic impacted your preparation for what is going to be the biggest night of your life so far?
Right. Definitely had a lot of time to be in the gym and definitely had time to spend with my family and just be working out. So in that aspect, it was nice to have, I'm not going to lie. But everything that's going on with the world, not really. So.
That's for sure. And you've played basketball all over the world. Now that you're going to be back playing in America, do you have a specific team you would like to play for?
Honestly, don't have a specific team. I'm actually just very happy to be back in the States. Man, it feels like I've been gone for a minute. Definitely could play in front of my fellow people now in the States, so this is going to be nice.
For sure. What did you learn by being out in the world and away from home for all that time?
I definitely learned a lot. I mean, everywhere I went, I feel like it was a different living situation, a different aspect of life, just stuff that you can bring in and just help you as a person. So I definitely feel like everything helped me.
Well, that experience is going to play because you are going to have to go from being drafted right into training camp in just a few weeks.
Right.
Now, your brother Alonzo, I don't have to tell you this, he went second overall back in the 2017 draft. Do you talk about the possibility with him that you might go higher than he did? Are there friendly wagers on this between you two? Because I know how brothers are with each other, LaMelo.
Right. I mean, the most we ever do about it is probably just our jersey numbers. Say he's picked number 2 and he wear number 2 and I wear number 1, so I was pick 1. That's pretty much the only combos we had like that though. Other than that, not really too much. Just us trying to get better every day.
What kind of advice is Alonzo giving you?
I mean, we give each other advice and just help each other grow. So as brothers should. So that's pretty much that.
Well, he's certainly seen a lot, too, in his young NBA career, so I'm sure those are good conversations. You've also played against and with some veteran guys. One of the guys you faced in Australia's NBL last year was former #1 overall pick Andrew Bogut. Very complimentary of your game when asked about you on Sports Talk Radio in the Bay Area. Here's what he said, quote, "He is an elite passer already. There's no doubt in my mind he's an elite passer. His basketball IQ from a playmaking position of running the point, pick and rolls, that's where he excels. In my opinion, he's already elite at that." LaMelo, you're not even in the NBA yet. So what is your reaction to hearing a former #1 pick and, by the way, NBA champ say that he thinks you are already in the elite bracket in the NBA and those huge skills?
So yeah, that's respect to my man, and thank you for real.
I mean, where do you think you fit in those areas in playmaking and passing?
I feel like I fit in at the top. I mean, I'm very confident in my game. So, yeah, anything I do, I feel good about it.
Like the confidence. You know, over the years, we've seen some pretty incredible outfits at the draft. Now, this is going to be virtual, so you could wear like a bathing suit on the bottom half, maybe, if you want. I don't know if you're planning a walk-in, but on top, you got to look fresh. So do you have anything special planned for your wardrobe on draft night?
Yeah, I got a little YSL design suit. So, yeah, I should be nice.
I heard a rumor about some gold in this look for you.
Definitely, gotta have some gold. You feel me? They call me the golden child growing up, so just gotta have some gold.
And there we go. Well, we can't wait to see what happens to you tomorrow night, LaMelo. I know whatever it is, whichever city and team they go to, you are going to hit the ground running. Congratulations on getting to this point, and best of luck in the draft.
For sure. Thank you, man. Have a good day.
Thanks so much.
Anthony Towns from the University of Kentucky.
Can't go wrong with Karl Anthony Towns with his versatility. He's got a chance to be a great player.
I think he's an absolute great fit for the Timberwolves.
He's got an aptitude for the game. He's a great kid. He's a hard worker. He's terrific.
All right, so that was the past with the #1 overall pick going to Minnesota, and I am now thrilled to be joined by the president of basketball operations for the Timberwolves, Gerson Rosas. Thank you so much for coming on The Jump on the eve of the 2020 draft. I know what a busy day it is. We appreciate it. Thank you.
My pleasure, Rachel. It's great to be here. Being a scout at heart, tomorrow's like Christmas, so we're excited.
All right, well, I'm just going to come out and ask you, because I really think the place you should break this news is on The Jump, Gerson. Who are you drafting #1 overall tomorrow night? You can tell us.
Last time I checked, I think we're queued to select at 8:05 Eastern tomorrow, so I think we'll continue our due diligence and our process till then, but I appreciate the opportunity.
Never make a decision before you are forced to make a decision, because new things could come into play. We will be watching you at 8:05 for sure. In terms of your thinking for that, what is more important to you in determining who your team should draft? Is it taking the most talented player available or addressing a specific need?
Absolutely. It's the highest level talent that you can acquire. For us, this is not a decision for one night. This is a multi-year decision, and we want to make sure that we have not only the best player, but the best person with the most upside. And that takes a lot of diligence. That takes a lot of time. We've been fortunate through this pandemic that we've had more than enough time to prepare for this decision, but we're always there reaching for the highest level of talent that you can be. But at the same time, we always preach it's a process. It's not just about picking, right? It's about selecting the player, bringing them into your organization, developing them and giving them all the resources to be successful. And then it's on the player as well to take the steps forward to have success.
I love that point, right? Because a draft pick in one franchise's hands can be different from a draft pick in another franchise's hands. It's what you do with that pick once you get him. And it sounds like you guys are ready to go on that front. Now, when you talk about taking the best player available overall because you've got a long-term future in Minnesota, even if it's a player that is redundant with your star player, is that something that you are taking into account? Because, of course, we see that with the top of the draft prospects here.
It's a great question, and it's why we're really blessed to have a couple of young parts of our core in Karl Anthony Towns, who is one of the most skilled big, maybe the best shooting big in the NBA, and a guy that you can play inside and out. So his versatility allows us to add another big at that spot, especially if it's a guy that can complement him with athleticism and a guy that could be more of a defender, more of a runner and roller. And then with D'Angelo at the one, his ability, his skill set, and his success. He's a guy that had a lot of success in Brooklyn playing through with other ball handlers. He had an all-star season playing with other point guards there. So the versatility for us at 1 and 5 really leaves all the options open for us. And for us, as I said earlier, it's just the pursuit to find the most talented player that we could add to the organization and continue to build forward with.
So that means really what I'm hearing from you is if James Wiseman turns out to be #1 overall on your board because you guys just happen to think he's the best player, you wouldn't be afraid of drafting him with Cat already there?
Absolutely. I mean, you look at the current NBA champion, and they did pretty good with 2 bigs in their lineup.
That is certainly true. You know, there's been a lot of trade talk surrounding this draft as well, especially with the teams in the top 5. How tempted are you to deal that first pick?
We're very open. We're having open conversations now. It's why we want to use every minute at our disposal. In terms of the draft, our boards are set. Now it's just a matter of scenarios and conversations leading up to 8:05 when we make that selection or when we trade the pick.
All right, open for business. I do want to ask you about a guy on your team already. I mentioned Karl Anthony Towns briefly, but boy, what a rough year 2020 has been for him, predominantly because of the loss of his wonderful, incredible mother, Jackie. What are your expectations for him? What have your conversations been like with him this offseason? What do you think about working with Karl Anthony Towns after all he has done and gone through in this past year?
Yeah, it's been a trying off season for him and for the organization, and the things that he's gone through. You don't wish on anybody, but I really believe it speaks to his character and who he is as an individual. We've stayed in touch with him throughout this whole process and all the different ordeals, but he's such a special human being. He's got such a great heart. He's a giving person, but he's passionate about basketball. And I really feel like basketball is going to be a sanctuary for him. He's working hard. He's motivated. He's really focused on coming in. And you got to understand, we feel as an organization, we've got a lot of upside. We only had one game last year where we had D'Angelo and Karl playing together. So we're excited about those guys having a full training camp, having an opportunity to play together the whole season. And that's something that our organization and our fans are really excited about. And then you add potentially a number one pick to that mix. And we feel like we're building something special here.
I'm excited to see you and Karl continue to work together. He, like you, is one of the few Latinx faces in the league. How special is that to get to be for you as well?
It's very special. And, to tie all the loose ends, Jackie, his mother, we often had conversations. I have a responsibility to make sure that his Spanish is as fluent as possible. It's something that she was very passionate about. So it's something that we kid him about. But we've got Pablo Prigioni, another Argentinian here. We've got a mission to convert the Timberwolves to Spanish speakers one at a time.
I love it. I have no doubt that mission will be fulfilled as you go player after player. Now, I don't know how D'Angelo Russell's Spanish is. How is his basketball? What have you been working on with him through the shutdown?
Rach, with D'Angelo, it's like he's home, and he gives us a different perspective, having been in different places, having had different success. We obviously pursued him in free agency. We're able to acquire him in a trade, but this is where he was supposed to be, and we're fortunate he's here, and he's excited he's here. But the passion, the drive, the motivation for him, and he said it, to finally unpack his bags and to be part of an organization that's really going to wrap their arms around him is something that's special for him and special for us. But he's been one of our leaders in terms of working out and in preparation for this upcoming season.
Well, we can't wait to see it all come together on the court. Gershon, thank you so much. Good luck to Los Lobos and for all the other teams around. Apparently, you heard it here. 8:04 and 45 seconds. He's open for any trade discussions. After that, 8:05, he's making the pick. Gershon, thank you so much.
Absolutely, Rachel. Thank you very much.